Hello everybody, how are you doing? I want to start by presenting myself. My name is Patricia Muamba. I am from Montreal, Canada. I am 25 years old. My parents are actually from Congo, so I'm a Congolese Canadian, but I was born in Canada. I lived in Montreal for most of my life. I just want to give you guys a little background on me. I am a student. I study accounting at Concordia University. I am also an influencer. I love to create content online. I love to create makeup and fashion content. I started off only creating makeup content, but now in these past few years, I've been diving into fashion a little bit more, and I really love it. I really like to create content because I'm really a creative person. I just love to make my dreams come into reality. So that is really what I'm about. I would like to present to you a project that I have been working on this past year. So it's called ChatsandGlams, and basically what that is a podcast where I invite social media influencer, models, also TV reality stars. I invite them on my podcast and I do their makeup, and we also have a conversation. So this idea came about the fact that I really love podcasts. I really love having conversation with people. I really love knowing like people's point of view on certain issues, on certain life situation. And also I am a big beauty lover. I was like, how can I combine a podcast and makeup? So I decided to create this podcast where I do makeup on these people. The podcast was not an easy thing to do, but is something that I knew I was meant to do. I was having this dream that I was going to do this podcast in this red room, so I just put my vision into reality, and that is how I came up with ChatsandGlams. I really love ChatsandGlams because it has inspired people in an enormous way. Like, people have been messaging us and saying how they feel so inspired. They really love the podcast. It's such a creative project. Also have been like influenced and encouraged to start their own project, and they feel really inspired, and that is what I really wanted to portray through my podcast. I want to get people talking. I want to make them feel influenced. I also want to make them feel like they can achieve anything that they want in life, not necessarily a podcast, but whatever it is. If you want to build your own fashion brand, makeup brand, nothing is out of their reach. So that is really the message that I want to convey. And I also feel like my podcast ChatsandGlams is really good for the Black community because it shows the Black community that nothing is out of their reach and you can really do anything that you put your mind to, and that honestly it also shows that the Black community is creative and that they are able to do great and beautiful things. And I consider my podcast to be a great and beautiful podcast. Winning the $25,000 would be really helpful for me because, one, studio time is not easy and these producers need to be paid, you know what I'm saying? So that would be really helpful for that. Also, it will be really helpful to produce more season. It will help me to branch out with other like influencer TV reality that are not necessarily in my city, because I do want to make my podcast an international podcast. I don't want it to just be local. I want it to be to the world, you know. We want to have different influencers that come from all places of the world. We also want to have some celebs because we also want to show people what it is to be up there and live that celebrity lifestyle, for them to see if that's really what they want or if that's not what they want. It will also be good for them to see, to get some insight a little bit on the celebrity life. We also want to branch out more. We want to create more events that will unite people together, where we can do activities, where we can eventually do a live podcast in person for people to be able to see us live and be able to ask questions in person. and we also want to branch out and create merch from our podcast. We would also love to use a portion of the money to invest into our marketing and promotion to be able to reach more countries and more cities, to be more seen, and it will also help us with our engagement and for growth on social media, as we are mostly a social media based platform and project. We would like to grow a lot on all of our platforms. We are on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify Podcasts. So we would like to grow on all of our platform, and this money will be really helpful for us to grow on these platforms. These are the types of projects that we have for the podcast, and we really want to reach these big heights, and we want to be worldwide. We do not want to stay local. We want to branch out and be big. So this is why this money will be really helpful for us. And with that said, I just want to thank you guys for taking the time of watching my video. It was greatly appreciated, and hopefully we'll work together in the future. Bye.